All right, Shalom out there.
Shalom.
Shalom.
Bear with us, just checking the feed before we get started. Make sure everything's good to go. All right, we live. All right, we live. Hey, Shalom out there. So
Shalom.
let's get right into it, man. Gonna go through a few things here. And Lord willing, this lesson here is edifying, but let's go ahead and open up with this video here.
P. Diddy's team released a video of one of P. Diddy's parties, or maybe this is a compilation of multiple parties, but it's showing everybody who has attended one of his parties. Okay, Beverly Hills, that's his mansion. You got Dr. Dre, you got Kobe Bryant. Kobe Bryant's in here. Jay-Z, Kanye West, Pharrell's in there. You got the Kardashians. I don't know who all them people are. This is crazy. Don't know who that is. Post Malone. The Weeknd. You got Will Smith's son. Kobe Bryant in the house. Snoop Dogg. Mary J. Blige. This is crazy. Snoop.
All right, hey, Shalom out there. Before we get started, we want to give all the praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Rakakwadash. Hey, double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who taught us this truth. Double salutations to all you Akim out the labor in the house of David, the elect, that's pushing his word with all truth, righteousness, and sincerity. Shalom to you, brothers, and shalom to the elect.
Shalom.
Jim S. Charlotte back at you with another live lesson. All right, we want to get into this topic here, just kind of adding our 2 cents in the spirit. The Diddy debauchery that you see that's going on all over the media right now. The stars of heaven shall fall. The left hand governs this world. All right, and this is something that we were talking about before we went live here, man. It's just the Lord is showing right now that he's showing everybody, and it's obvious that the left hand is the power that governs this planet Earth, man. So a lot of these things is going on with Diddy and this whole trafficking and the freak offs and shit like that. It's all part of one big, club, if you will. Everybody's tied to this thing. Diddy is basically the crash dummy, the fallout guy, because there's very high level names, high level elite, people that are tied to him that's been involved with this whole trafficking thing and the rituals and all the demonic things that's basically common knowledge these days of what goes on in Hollywood. So this is nothing out of the ordinary, if you will. It's just the Spirit of the Lord is bringing forth judgment. Like the scriptures say, all things that have been, basically remain hidden would now be brought to light. And this is what we're seeing now, because this is the time where the Lord is bringing down, the stars of heaven, the powers of this world, if you will. And you brothers can chime in if you.
Time. I got that precept.
You got it.
I got that precept you just quoted. This is Luke 8:17. It says, "For nothing is secret that shall not be made manifest."
Yep.
Excuse me. Neither anything hid that shall not be known and abroad. And this
Yeah, that's
essentially
it.
what you just said, because what Yahweh Shema Shah is showing is that the left hand is what controls this world, and we're going into these Jake celebrities that are being exposed, but we know that they are just a step under the true left hand priesthood, which is the Edomites, man. All right, the true elites that are doing these things on a higher level than them, because we know the Black Boule is nothing more than the puppets of the elite, man. Because when that group was formed, it was to mimic the Freemasons, the different witch covens and all that they have amongst the left hand, man. So what Yahweh Shemal Shah is doing in these last days is exposing all the wickedness that's being done in the earth, man. That was secret at one point, but now it's made manifest.
Con, that's it. Can I add on to you? I want to add on something real quick. All right. On what you just said, I want to get that in Jeremiah, right?
I get it, Zaquan.
All right. Yeah, go to Jeremiah, the 5th chapter, and start at 26.
Done. This is Jeremiah chapter 5 and verse 26.
I'll put it on the screen, Salakia. Jeremiah 5:26. You got it, bro.
Jeremiah 5:26. For among my people are found wicked men. They lay wait as he that setteth snares. They set a trap, they catch men.
Yeah. These are your sellouts, man. You could tie this to your sellouts, these wicked ass Jakes in Hollywood, right? Because what Esau set these niggas up, these puppets, these black boule niggas to keep Jake in wickedness.
That's right.
You know, to keep Jake on drugs, the shit that they promote in the rap music, the homosexuality, all of this weirdo shit that you see amongst the industry, right? These are the guys that they use to do that. You know, you just want to say something, bro?
La.
Okay, I thought Priest was speaking. Salaki, your mic is going in and out a little bit too, at least on my end. But you got it, brother. You can read on.
God. Jeremiah chapter 5, verse 27, it says, as a cage is full of birds, so are their houses full of deceit.
Mm-hmm.
Therefore, they are become great and waxen rich.
Right. And we're seeing that, there's a lot of guys, that have made these deals, that have made these covenants with death, and these are the things, as we go into the rituals and the sacrifices that these niggas do to obtain riches, to keep the fame, this is how they wax rich, man. The houses is full of deceit. They do a lot of corrupt things to get the accolades of this world, if you will. You got it.
God. Verse 28. They are waxing fat, they shine. Yeah, they overpass the deeds of the wicked. They judge not the cause of the fatherless, yet they prosper. And the right of the needy do they not judge.
Right. It says they waxing fat, they shine, they overpass the deeds of the wicked. All right. Hey, Jake, as I say, Jake is beyond wicked, man. Right. A lot of these things that these niggas do to get riches, to get the fame and all of that is next level wicked, man. Yep. It says they judge not the cause of the fatherless, yet they prosper, and the right of the needy do they not judge? Because amongst these people that Jake idolizes, there's no truth among them. They're not telling our people the truth. They're keeping our people in the constant state of oppression.
That's right.
They're not giving our people the healing, the solution they need. You got it, bro. Read verse 29.
Kind of, if I could make a point too, because Jake, most of us came into the truth, watching these Illuminati exposed videos and these different videos where Jake or Edom, whoever is speaking on what's going on in Hollywood. But one point that was being that was made that I thought was heavy, you had this rapper Montana 300, where he was pretty much going in on how you got these celebrities that tell you, all the riches and fame you can get, but they never tell you what you got to do to get that.
Exactly.
And what we're seeing with Diddy being exposed like this, which is he's just one of many, because he's known as one of the gatekeepers or whatnot. But these guys are used to pretty much bring these people in, and they groom them and get them ready for the elites. They have their way with them, then they send them to the elites for them to be able to have their way with them as well. So, like you said, they're the gateway to get them to start worshiping Satan.
It's all coming out. You got that.
Jeremiah chapter 5, verse 29, it says, shall I not visit these things? Saith Yahweh. Shall not my soul be avenged on such a nation as this?
Right. This is why we're in a time of judgment.
Yep.
Right. Jake is getting judged all over the place, man. All right. Celebrities is falling, getting divorced left and right, losing money, dying. Rappers are dying. You see what I'm saying? It's just a common thing amongst Hollywood, man. That's how the Hollywood itself, the industry, they're not making movies no more. Nobody's going to the movies. Everything is streamed now. There's been fucking protests and what was it called? Where they had the writers, there was protesting and shit.
SGA writer strike.
Yeah, all the strikes and all. So Hollywood is pretty much finished, man. All right. And you seeing Jake, it's coming out that Jake ain't really making all this money that you thought that he was making. Guys ain't even getting paid for certain movies they make. It's like a lot of shit that's going on, man. That whole industry, if you will, that whole realm is finished. Yep. But anyway,
if I could add one more point, because that shows you that the Lord is pretty much destroying the witchcraft of this world, because that's what Hollywood essentially is. is witchcraft. When you walk into Hollywood, you got the art. I think that's what it's called. The witch thing. And then like I've seen Hollywood, bro. Just the outside of it, that shit looks demonic. It has a demonic feel to it. When you go into California, go over that side.
Mm-hmm. It's heavy. Matter of fact, before we grab this video here, let's grab that scripture in Mark 13.
Yep. This
22.
is Mark 13 and
verse
22.
Yeah, we'll read down.
Kind. Mark 13 and 22. For false Christ or Hamashiach and false prophets shall rise and shall show signs and wonders to seduce, if it were possible, even the elect.
Right. So these are the things that will be going on in the last days that the Lord warned us about. All right. False prophets. All right. That will show signs and wonders to seduce, even if it were possible, even the elect. All right. It's all types of witchcraft, enchantments, distractions that are going on right there. But the elect are not going to be taken by any of this. You see? Keep going.
But take ye heed, behold, I have foretold you all things.
Yeah, you see? Keep reading.
But in those days after that tribulation, the sun shall be darkened, and the moon shall not give her light, and the stars of heaven shall fall, and the powers that are in heaven shall be shaken.
See that? The stars of heaven shall fall, going back to these celebrities, man. Like we said, these celebrities are basically like rulers in a sense. These politicians, celebrities, they're like kings on this side, man. And the Lord is bringing them down. Okay, the stars are falling from heaven. It says, and the powers that are in heaven shall be shaken. So really, it's Yahweh Hashem Yahushai that's shaking up these things, man. We're in a time of judgment. The Lord is bringing down anything, all things that's wicked. Everything that's been in the dark is being brought to light. It's being exposed. We're in the time of the Lord's judgment. See? Read verse 26 out.
And then shall they see the Son of Man coming in the cloud with great power and glory.
Right. So the point is that these things would happen before the return of Hamashiach Yahushai. Right. Anything that's not of the Lord is being removed out of the way. We even talked about that before, how, in the podcast world, the Lord is removing all of this shit that don't really matter. That's not the truth out of the way, man. All right. He's making way for this word, the prophets. All right. This gospel is what to be heard, man. You see, anything outside of that don't matter. Right. You got it out. You was going to say something, bro?
No, I have a quick precept for you, Zaquan. Just land back on what you're discussing right now in the spirit. 2 Corinthians 10:4, reading in the NLT, it says, we use Yahweh B'Shem Al-Shai's mighty weapons, not worldly weapons, to knock down the strongholds of human reasoning and to destroy false arguments.
Yeah, that's beautiful. That's beautiful, man. Because like you said, if it's not of the truth, if it's not of the Lord, Yahweh B'Shem Al-Shai is being torn down. You see? I bet you, like you said, I bet you Diddy needs a savior now. Remember he said, we ain't got no say, whatever he was saying,
Yeah. Nobody coming to save us. That's what he said.
Right. Yeah, nobody coming to save us. Well, yeah. I bet he need a savior now with his wicked ass. But you got it. Tazman, you was going to say something, bro?
Come, one more verse.
Yep.
2 Corinthians 10:5 and NLT, it says, we destroy every proud obstacle that keeps people from knowing Yahweh B'Shem Al-Shai. We capture their rebellious thoughts and teach them to obey Hamashiach. And as we was, as Zaquan was leading the discussion pertaining to us breaking down these strongholds through the spirit, right? This is going to lead Jake to really start to, consider the end, to consider their ways and really start to reform themselves, because clearly every direction that you look to, every avenue is blocked off for you, Jake. There's no success in those lanes.
Mm-hmm.
That's
it.
And then also just exposing how, like you said earlier, you're gonna listen. This is all the left hand being exposed, man. All right, all the avenues of this world. Like I said, the elect is not going to be taken by this. So we're seeing how wicked this place really is. And so as we get closer and closer to Yahushua's return, the Lord is just opening the eyes of everybody to see how demonic and dark this world really is. Matter of fact, I got a quick preview.
That's what it is, priest. You got it.
This is Isaiah chapter 60, verse 1. It says, "Arise, shine, for thy light is come, and the glory of the Lord is risen upon thee." The point, verse 2, "For behold, the darkness shall cover the earth, and gross darkness the people, but the Lord shall arise upon thee, and his glory shall be seen upon thee." Right. So it's just proving how dark and wicked this world is, man. Because when you go into the deeper levels of what's being exposed going on, but this is to show you this is high level witchcraft that's being done in Hollywood, man. Really in the world, period. But Hollywood being the main thing that we're talking about right now, man. Because these boule members, these celebrities, they're all witches and warlocks, man. And what they're doing is the same things we read about in scripture that our people was doing back then, man.
Yep. One big ass ritual.
He should be released on a 50. Well, they're calling P. Diddy eminently trustworthy. Yes, and that he should be released on a $50 million bond as part of his bail hearing. Eminently trustworthy. Well, we'll see about that. But there are a lot of questions still in this indictment. Are there bigger fish to fry here? There's a lot of holes, a lot of unanswered questions. Someone who's been digging into this very deeply for many, many months is Ian Carroll. Of course, you can follow him on X, on TikTok, and he's been doing an amazing job and amazing journalism digging into this, to all of this and how deeply this goes. So we invited Ian to come on the show and dive a little bit more deeply into all of this. Ian, great to see you today. Welcome to the show.
Thanks, Clayton. Great to be back, man.
So I just want to go through pieces of this indictment because Natalie did a great job yesterday deep diving, going through all the pieces of the indictment. But there's a lot. I mean, the indictment describes a pattern of abuse and coercion in all of this, but the full extent of this criminal organization and these alleged activities, we don't know. Who else might be involved in this is still not fully clear. So that's
Slovakia. Bear with me 1 second. The signal is kind of tweaking. Hold on.
That's my side of involved in this is still not fully clear. So that's my side of it. What did you make of what's left out of this indictment?
I mean, the glaring hole is that the indictment goes after sort of the bottom of what we learned from the Lil Rod lawsuit. Goes after the guns and the drugs and a lot of the violence on Diddy's level, but notably missing is the name Lucian Grange, the CEO of Universal Music Group. He was named originally in Lil Rod's lawsuit with alleged clear evidence of him knowing about the parties and funding the parties, but later on, through mechanisms of power, he got his name removed from that lawsuit, is my understanding, and now he does not show up in the indictment against Diddy. And that's kind of to be expected because often they'll go after the smaller fish first, but that's the biggest hole in the story.
You saying something up?
Con, I wanted to get a quick precept, if I may.
You got it.
Con, this is Psalms. Slovakia. Psalms chapter 73 and verse 5, it says, "They are not in trouble as other men, neither are they plagued like other men," because this whole situation with Diddy is bigger than him. Yes. Right? This is showing the inner workings of a system that's deeply woven. All right. This is an entire industry, a business, right? Sex trafficking is this freaky debauchery behavior that goes on in the underworld around the elites, man.
Mm-hmm.
But Esau Edom, he's always able to, get out of these situations and avoid, any judgment.
Mm-hmm.
Verse 6, it says, "Therefore pride compasseth them about as a chain, violence covereth them as a garment," and that violence, Esau Edom, he's the problem, Diddy is just a fall guy,
Mm-hmm.
The problems that exist, the reasons why these things are happening is attributed to the rulership in the earth right now, man.
Right. Yeah, Diddy ain't got no power like a fucking Rothschild or some shit, He's not on that level. See, but they use these select type of Jakes and they put him in front of Jake to be like, hey, you could be like him. He's just a peon, man. In the grand scheme of things. All right, you look, you talking about trillionaires, man, that run the earth, man. All right, Diddy ain't nobody. Go ahead, Oxalakia.
Because if I can add, because you have like an example to show you Diddy, Diddy's just a small fry in comparison to with these elites. You had that movie Eyes Wide Shut, that was exposing all these Rothschild, elite banker parties, and that's all a Diddy party is pretty much a smaller version of that. Because when they have these little meetings like at the Bohemian Grove and different places, they're doing the same thing, and it's easy doing this, man. Diddy is just he's a small fry that's imitating what they're really doing. Because who do you think he learned that from?
Right. You got it, Tezwan.
That was pretty much it. But I want to add something because the brother priest had made mention of, Diddy learning this. This is why the Lord advised for us to not tap into these customs, because it's against his ways. It's against the ways of Yahweh Shem Shai. And we understand that when we transgress the ways of the Lord, we put ourselves in a dangerous situation. Real quick, just as Jeremiah chapter 10 and verse 2, it says, "Thus saith the Lord Yahweh, learn not the way of the heathen, and be not dismayed at the signs of heaven, for the heathen are dismayed at them." Right? But, just land backing off the point that Priest had made, who do you think Diddy learned these things from? Diddy is a nigga that was from New York. Jake wasn't born into these customs and these type of practices. Jake decided to tap in, when they came into some sense of affluence into the boule.
Sure.
And then as he, grew, Esau saw that he was profitable for him, man. Diddy groomed a lot of artists, a lot of people. He brought a lot of new blood to them.
Yep.
So as we're seeing, the elites, they're finished with him. That's why they're throwing him under the bus, man. Because for them to have originally the what's his name, Lucian or whatever his name is, amongst all these other record label execs and high people in position, they're never the ones that's being called out. It's always the lower guys that's always in the mix, bro. But that just shows you, like Tajwan said, this is why you Jake shouldn't be even involved in all that anyway, because you're just going to be tossed aside when they're done with you. I got a precept.
Yep.
This is Sirach, chapter 12, verse. I'm gonna start at verse. I'm gonna start at verse 11. I'll start at 10. It says, "Never trust thine enemy, for like as iron rusted, so is his wickedness." All right, and this is why Jake, you should never, align yourself with your enemy, because these damn Edomites, they're your enemy, man. All right. So it says to never trust our enemy, because he's always going to show forth his hatred towards you, man. All right, as we're seeing, as much as Diddy has did for these elites, man, look how they're doing them, man. All right. Yep. Matter of fact, this right here, they're comparing him to Jeffrey Epstein, man. As nasty as that nigga was, Jeffrey Epstein he had a whole island, but Diddy's worse than him. Come on, man.
Yeah. That's what they do to Jake. Like you said, Jake is always going to be in the forefront as the fall guy, like they did Bill Cosby, like they did R. Kelly, and I like they doing Diddy. They did the same. They did the same thing with Michael Jackson.
True.
You see what I'm saying? It's a common theme. Once Esau uses you, he usually get that money out you, and then he does away with you. You got it out.
Hey, another example you had in the whole drug world, you had Esau is the one on these boats bringing all the drugs in, but then they use a nigga like Freeway Ricky Ross, and he's like the main face of drugs. But these niggas have whole operations. The Mexican cartel. These are all Edomite that's funding these Jakes that's doing this, man.
Yes.
It says, Tom, you want to say something?
Oh, I'll let you finish the point. I just wanted to bring out a point that I have found about Diddy.
All right, verse 11, Sirach 12 and 11. It says, "Though he humble himself and go crouching, take good heed and beware of him, and thou shalt be unto him as if thou have wiped a looking glass, and thou shalt know that his rust have not been altogether wiped away." So even though this devil will come to you in a means of he's trying to help you, you gotta remember, number one, he's still the devil, man. All right. Just like how rust is always gonna come back off the metal, that wickedness is always gonna come out of him, man. All right. Sure. So it says, "Set him not by thee, lest when he have overthrown thee, he stand up in thy place. Neither let him sit at thy right hand, lest he seek to take thy seat. and thou at the last remember my words and be pricked wherewith, who shall pity a charmer that is bitten with a serpent, or any such have come nigh wild beasts? And that's why at the end of the day, we don't feel bad for you Jakes that get hemmed up, because you were warned. All right, in your spirit that these devils can't be trusted, but because of your lust for this money and this fame and this power, you still, sign your life away to these contracts that literally have you sell your soul. So when it's all said and done, now you got these Jakes out here crying, begging for sympathy, when you should have never done that shit in the first place, man. So the hell with these niggas, man. We're reporting on this, but at the end of the day, man, we don't feel bad for Diddy and none of you celebrities, man.
Yep. I said that covenant you made with death is being disannulled, man. And we'll grab some more scriptures. I'm gonna finish this out real fast. Tazwan, you have something real quick?
Con, just real fast. I found this article from Media Takeout, posted September 17, 2024, that says that Diddy was trying to buy CBS and MTV before the allegations came out. It says that Diddy was in the late stage process of putting together financing for a close to a $5 to $10 billion offer for Paramount Global, the parent company of CBS, MTV, Nickelodeon, and Paramount Pictures, one of the biggest movie studios in the world. So just as Aquan has said, quoting the scripture, that covenant with death is disannulled, man.
That's it.
You can sell out all you want to. You can try and, fit into this pocket that Esau, tries to, introduce you into, this freakism, right? This left hand sorcery and witchcraft. But at the end of the day, it's not going to work out in your favor. That's what Israel got to start to realize. These guys that the Lord is making an example of, hey, it's for you to fear him and return back to him, because there's not going to be any success or any prospering under the guys that Esau eat them.
Yeah, they're being judged right now.
If I can add, this is just showing you that, look, Yahweh Shemel Shai is not going to allow you to pretty much, continue the rise up in society, because you got to remember, Micah 2:10 tells us that this is not our rest, man. So we'll always use Esau to humble Jake to realize that, look, you're not really in the power seat, man. I got one more real quick. Sirach 13. This is Sirach 13 and 4. It says, if thou be for his profit, he will use thee. But if thou have nothing, he will forsake thee. If thou have anything, he will live with thee. Yea, he will make thee bear it and will not be sorry for it. So Esau will use you for his benefit. And then once you have outlived your usefulness, all right, he'll toss you aside and he'll be on to the next one, man.
That's it. What we saying now? All right, let's finish this out. We'll grab some more scripts.
Because that starts to cut the legs off of going upwards above it.
So in that way, then, do you think I said this yesterday on the show, that I feel like he might be the scapegoat here, and that the goal is to try to keep it, stop it with him.
Yeah, that's it. Everybody sees that. That's obvious, right? Anybody with any type of sense knows that this nigga is just a scapegoat. He's just a crash out guy. All right. Because there's remember, it had came out that that at these freak offs, there was like high level elitists that were at these parties that he was filming and shit. You see what I'm saying? Apparently he had footage on like big names. You see? So he's exactly what he was saying, a scapegoat, a fallout guy,
Nothing more to see here. Don't go any higher. Don't look at how dirty and deeply this goes. Is that your sense of it?
That's the worry. And I think that right now there's travailing sentiments on the internet, and the pessimistic sentiment is they're going to cover up all of the connections and not go after the bigger fish and use Diddy as a scapegoat. And that seems likely based on past history, but there is a large optimistic sentiment that they are going after him now, and they have arrested him, and he may be talking. They denied him bail, allegedly. And so there are people that believe that they're going to get him to talk and to start to add other indictments, add other charges, and start to arrest other people.
Hey, get the Isaiah 28 real quick. Isaiah 28 and
I got it. Isaiah 28 and 14.
And jump down to was it 16 after that?
Verse 15.
Yep.
This is Isaiah chapter 28 and verse 14. Wherefore hear the word of Yahweh, ye scornful men, that rule this people which is in Jerusalem.
Mm-hmm.
Because ye have said, we have made a covenant with death, and with hell are we at agreement. When the overflowing scourge shall pass through, it shall not come unto us. For we have made lies our refuge, and under falsehoods have we hid ourselves.
Yeah. So see, here it is. These niggas, you know, these Jakes make this covenant with death. They sell out. They do these deals with the devil, with these industry devils, right?
Mhm.
Thinking that they're gonna be good, you know. Because I remember, hey, Diddy was doing a bunch of, you know, nasty and wild shit. And he was getting away for some time, you know. But eventually, hey, it wore out. now his ass is getting caught up. Now it's going to be people testifying against him. Now there's other bigger names that's tied to him that's going to get dragged down. You know, so all of that. So all of those lies and contract, whatever those niggas made, those deals. Now those are being disannulled. You know.
Mm-hmm.
Jumping down to verse 18, it says, and your covenant with death shall be disannulled, and your agreement with hell shall not stand. When the overflowing scourge shall pass through, then ye shall be trodden down by it.
Exactly. Now you're being judged. All right. Time is up. All right. The contract is over. You know. See, these Jakes think they were going to be good. You know, you rubbing shoulders with billionaires and elitists. You think you good. You think you one of them. Right? But every single time Esau going to always show you that you're a slave, that you're a fucking nigga, man. All right? And that's what these Jakes be finding out. That's why they get suicide and overdose on drugs, suddenly get put to death. You know, all of these tragedies happen to these niggas because, hey, that time is up. You know? Can I read this in the NLT real quick?
God.
You know?
I'll pull it for you, Zaquan.
Okay, I got it on the screen too.
God. This is Isaiah chapter 28 and verse 18. It says, I will cancel the bargain you made to cheat death, and I will overturn your deal to dodge the grave. When the terrible enemy sweeps through, you will be trampled into the ground.
That's it, man. You thought you was gonna get away. You thought you was good. You made that deal to cheat death. You was gonna live forever. You forever young. You know, you thought shit was sweet, man. You make a couple of you touched a couple of multi-million, maybe a billion. You know what I'm saying? You know, your name is plastered all over the world. You know, you think you somebody, but you're really nothing.
Right.
You know, you got it, bros.
God, that's it.
Okay, Khan, I'm gonna go back to it.
Time will tell. I'm sure hoping that they go after more and that this is just the start. But it's really hard to say at this point if we have a new justice system or any actual justice in this case, or whether it's just another Epstein 2.0.
Yesterday on the show, we talked about Fahim Muhammad and this very odd purchasing of property at the southern border, right along the southern border wall, right next to Tijuana in the town of Boulevard. Which, as we talked about on the show yesterday, no one would buy property at that location unless you're a criminal or you want to be involved in some sort of cartel-related organization to traffic people across the southern border. That piece of...
As the scripture we just read in Jeremiah, the 5th chapter, from among my people are found wicked men. They set snares and traps. They catch men, right? These Jakes was involved in all types of shit. It wasn't just Diddy, Jay-Z ass, Kanye, the rest of them. All these niggas is sodomites, and all these niggas is wicked, man.
Mm-hmm.
Right? All types of shit, man, that they put themselves through, have been involved in to obtain the riches and fame, man. Period. All right.
Yep. And they doing this primarily against our people.
Mm-hmm.
That seems glaringly missing right now. What do you make of that?
First of all, anyone who hasn't seen your episode about that from the other day should go watch it. I had speculated a little bit about Fahim Muhammad and that property side of it when I first started investigating, but I didn't find that news clip that you guys found. And that really puts it into clear, obvious, like in your face perspective. because Fahim Muhammad, if anyone doesn't know, Fahim Muhammad was Michael Jackson's head of security when this guy was like in his early 20s, straight out of college, which is already a huge red flag. And as soon as Michael Jackson died, he gets promoted to being the head of Diddy's security for this blackmail ring, which means he's overseeing all this activity. So clearly his background is not business and real estate degrees that he got at college.
Salaki, hey, this nigga Diddy could have been funneling children for the elites, man. You see what I'm saying? He could have had a whole ring set up, you know. So it's like, come on, man. These niggas work for the devil, you know.
Yeah, because you gotta think about it. The amount of aspiring rappers, actors, shit. Now you having these TikTok influencers that's coming out and saying how they were, you know, invited to these Diddy parties, and they're exposing what was being done there, what happened to them. So that's not even hard to think about, man. You know, these niggas got some shit going on, man.
Hell yeah, you know they do. You know, let me go back.
And him having
other like he put that back on the screen.
God.
It's through the spirit why, you know, he's received that nickname, the Diddler, because that nickname has something to do, you know, the P people. So when you dig into it, let's pull it up.
Let's pull it up. The cheat. That's what I got here. Let's see if there's any. Oh, wow.
Yep.
Diddler.
So it's our spirit that name was given to him.
Damn. It's all coming out.
Yeah.
Property purchasing. He's like gifting acres and acres of property to his 14-year-old son, which just sounds like tax write-offs and money laundering to me. It's on the southern border with the southern border wall there. It's a big enough piece of property that it could easily be used for human trafficking. And I've spoken with other journalists on the ground in the San Diego area that are reaching the exact same conclusions and even going a little deeper. So I'm still tracing those threads. But to me, that speaks to connections to much bigger things in the industry and to a much bigger network, because not only is the real estate, the human trafficking, the minors, all of that's missing from the current indictments, but also any mention of the hidden cameras and the alleged video blackmail operation. That is also missing from the indictments. And
how the fuck is that stuff missing? You see what I'm saying? This shit is all set up, man. You know, they have to protect the bigger names. Matter of fact, let me get one scripture. Man,
and while you get there, I wanted to make a quick point, because
you got
that. No, that's when they raided his mansion. Remember, they said they got a lot of them tapes that, because they say he had a lot of these politicians and high level people on videotape. So when they raided his mansion, that's when they took all that shit.
Yeah, man, this is wicked, man. Let me I'm gonna read this. This is Job 10:21. It says, "Before I go, whence I should not return, even to the land of darkness and the shadow of death." All right, we tie this to Babylon, America, man. Verse 22, it says, "A land of darkness as darkness itself, in the shadow of death, end of the shadow of death, without any order, where light is as darkness." See, people don't really understand the inner workings of what goes on in Hollywood, what goes on in politics with these politicians, the shit that they do, right? This is the shadow of death, man. Hey, this is Satan's world, man. All right, that's why I said earlier. Right now, you know, yeah, this Diddy shit is, you know, the latest, you know, distraction or whatnot. But at the end of the day, the world is really realizing now that the left hand governs this world. All right. Job 9:24, the earth was given into the hand of the wicked. Right. Matter of fact, let me make one more point, and I pass it to you, priest. This is let's get that one in First John. I just always bring out this definition just to make that point. But this is 1 John 5 and 19, and it reads, it says, "And we know that we are of Yahweh Hashem Yahushua, and the whole world lieth in wickedness." Right? I always bring this out, that word lieth. Right?
Strong's G 2749. Kaimai.
Kaimai.
That's for the word life. And it says, the point down here, it says lies in the power of the evil one, i.e. is held in subjection by the devil. All right. That's who runs this world, man.
That's right.
Okay. You got it, priest.
This, what we were saying earlier before we cut the camera on, this is pretty much, the sons of God being influenced by the wicked, man. Back then, the descendants of Cain, they were mingled amongst, the Adamites, and pretty much helped corrupt, Jake back then, which was known as the sons of God. This is what's happening all over again, man. This is like Elder Yashua McCoy. This is massive flood behavior taking place, man.
Man. Man. Nasty work.
Very.
And those are the two aspects that tie this most directly to an Epstein-style organization. And we all don't live in the blackmail world. We don't live in the black market. So we don't really think of how that industry works. But just like if you worked in the sports industry or you worked in the movie business, you know the other people that work in your industry. You know the other big players. And so often I would assume these big players in the blackmail industry and in the human trafficking industry, they probably know each other, just like arms traffickers know each other, just like drug traffickers know each other. And so Fahim Muhammad is one of the obvious glaring examples of potential ties to the other aspects of the black market that is missing at this point.
Yeah, this is organized crime, man. You right? Everybody's involved. Politicians, celebrities, man. High-ranking military officials, business CEOs, all the people that so-called make the world go around. They're all in this shit, man. Right? This is why the Lord is coming to judge this place. You got it, bro.
I got a quick one.
Yep.
This is Genesis chapter 6, verse 5. And Yahweh Shem Yahushua saw that the wickedness of man was great in the earth, and that every imagination of the thoughts of his heart was only evil continually. Just laying back enough what you just brought out, because that's what's going on right now, man. All right, nothing but wickedness is being done on the earth right now, because as we know, we live in the most demonic time, really since history, because what we see going on now is worse than before the flood, man. And this is why Yahweh Shemel Shah is going to do such a great destruction to Babylon the Great America, man. Because this is the epicenter of where all this wickedness is taking place from, and the other nations are seeing what's being done here in Babylon, and they're mimicking it, man. They've drunken the juice of Babylon.
That's it.
Verse 6, it says, and they repented the Lord that he made man on the earth, and it grieved him at his heart, because the sons of God, which were the Israelites, before they were called the Israelites, they was the main ones taking part in it, just like we see today, man. So, as you're seeing, these Jakes in Hollywood being exposed for the nastiness that they're doing, all right, this is just Yahweh Shem Shah letting us see it, because we're in the state of becoming judges. So we have to see these things in the whole, the whole grand scheme of things, to let us know that, look, this is wickedness at the all-time high, man.
Yeah, at its highest level.
Hey, Zaquan, the screen keeps going in and out. I don't know if you noticed that.
Okay, I thought it was my computer.
Yeah, I'm seeing it on the phone here too. I was checking it. Yeah, I don't know what's up with that.
It stopped just now.
Okay, cool. All right.
Say it, man.
Yeah, that's it. That's it. You got any more, Priest?
Nah, I'll hold that wisdom solid until we get to the other video.
All right, bet. So let's go back and play. We ain't got to watch the whole thing. We're just getting all the main points, the things that we were already speculating, to be true, right?
It is glaring, right, that this big piece of it is missing, the child trafficking minors piece of this. And they did open it up during the press conference to, hey, we've got a tip line. Any victims out there, we want you to come forward. Do you get the sense that we haven't closed the book on that particular part of the story, that might be the other shoe to drop here, the sex trafficking and the minors? I can only hope, because that, to me, time and
Hey, hold Psalm 94 and 16 real quick. Let's pull that up. I just want to make a quick point. All right. This is Psalm 94:16. Can you read it for me out?
God, I got it. This is Psalms chapter 94 and verse 16. It reads, "Who will rise up for me against the evildoers, or who will stand up for me against the workers of iniquity?"
And that's the prophets, man. All right. That's the prophets of Yahweh Shem Shai. And the reason why I brought the scripture out is because here it is, all of this shit that's going on, the trafficking, the sacrifice of children, all right, the children getting put to death, right? And nobody's talking about this shit, right?
Mhm.
This is a heavy like Priest said, this is a heavy pastime here in Babylon, and nobody speaks out about it. All the shit that how they program the children with the sodomite agenda, the shit that these kids are learning in school, the things they see on TV, you know, all of this P to the EDO activity, this bullshit, you know, nobody's speaking out against it, man. So who's the one that's really standing up and calling this shit out for what it is, man? You know, I just had to bring that out because it's crazy. Like this is, you know, like you said earlier, Tazwan, the trafficking ring is what, over a $10 billion industry, man.
Yep.
You know? You got all this technology to find criminals and do all this shit, but when these kids go missing, you can't find none of them, right?
Yeah.
You know, so make it make sense.
Time again, we talk about on our show, I don't know what it is about the lack of attention on child trafficking in the United States, but it seems to get just brushed aside.
That's the spirit. That's the spirit. Wow.
And they're going after him for guns and other things.
Yeah. I mean, they're on the more like rational or skeptical side of things. It is important to note that when you're talking about child trafficking, you're talking about underage victims. It can be notoriously hard to actually get hard evidence that you can prosecute in a court of law, partially because a lot of child trafficking victims are not in control of their own lives, do not survive for very long, are continually in those trafficking networks and don't have the agency to actually know what's going on or to contact authorities and tell their story. They have no one to defend them, so they're...
If I can speak on that real quick, that's bullshit, because the main reason why that's hard to get prosecuted because the niggas that's running all that is behind it.
There you go. There you go.
That's the reason why that's never really gonna get addressed like that, because the judges, the lawyers, the people, the policemen, all these people, they all are in on it. That's why it's never gonna get fully prosecuted. Only true fix to that is for Yahweh Shem Shai to come back and destroy this shit, man.
That's it. This is organized crime ran by Edomites that make the laws.
Yep.
Because if I could read some statistics real quick, because when you watch that movie, Sound of Freedom, that came out, I think that was last year or whenever. It had some statistics at the beginning, and I was going to read some. So it says the number of victims. It says an estimated 1.2 million children are trafficked each year, with 2 children sold every minute. It says the United States is the world leader in sex trafficking, and as we always bring out, Charlotte is one of the top 10 cities that this happens in. Man. All right. Man. It says more than 50% of child trafficking victims are between the ages of 12 and 15. And I can also add the majority of those victims are Jake kids, man, because we understand what's being done. All right. Because what these elites do, all right, is what you call sex magic, man. All right. And the Israelite babies are the ones that Israelite children, babies, those of them are the ones that's mainly being used for that. You know? Yep. It says family members and intimate partners are often the perpetrators of child trafficking, as well as, like I said, the policemen, firemen, judges, lawyers, all that. All right. It says, off of what you said about this being a world, thing. It says human trafficking is the second largest growing criminal industry in the world.
Man.
So you think they're gonna try to put a stop to that when that's what's making these elites the most money? Come on, man.
Come on, man.
Right. They need victims. They need victims to perform this witchcraft to keep their society going.
That's it. Damn. Man. I'll play a little bit more and we'll go on to the next video. Matter of fact, that's it. I mean, the point is made there. We ain't got to play the whole 21 minutes. Hit the next video. Which video was that?
The Griffin?
Yeah, we could play that. We're just making different points. Lower willingness, lesson is edifying. We just showing you the inner workings, how deep this shit is, man. Hold Ephesians 6 and 10, Bible Bashar.
I got it.
I'll play this real fast.
So what do you feel about, like, so you feel like every artist who's in that money space, the Puff Daddies, the Jay-Z's, the 50 Cents, the Kanye's, the Eminem's, the Dr. Dre's, all these people, the Ice Cubes, are they a part of what's force feeding us with all this? Yeah, but they gonna know, and I wanna look in the camera and tell them to their face, man, your ass is a peon. When them crackers get a hold of your ass and they decide to do away with you like they did Michael Jackson, I'm warning you, I'm telling you, they killed Michael Jackson. I believe that. When they ready to get rid of your ass, you are done. And your ass cannot come back to the hood. So what do you
There you go.
Mm-hmm.
Which is what we see going on right now. When once Esau uses you for his particular agenda, right, then you get casted aside, as we just read in that Sirach, the 12th chapter. You know,
Right. And I got two precepts I wanted to bring out with that, because, like I said, you Jakes that's seeing these things, don't feel bad for these damn niggas, man. Because the Lord is exposing everything that they've been doing behind the scenes, man. All right, they didn't get to where they are off of just talent. All right, talent is not existent at this point. If you can't see the people that are making celebrities now, all right.
Right.
So one thing I want to make mention of is that the internet, the Lord is using the internet as a means to expose everything, man. All right, exposing the elites as well as exposing our people. All right, so what we're seeing is kind of like an example of what the Lord showed Ezekiel. When you read Ezekiel, the 8th chapter, I want to jump down to Ezekiel 8, and I'm going to read verse 6, read a little bit, and I'm going to jump to Wisdom of Solomon. So Ezekiel 8 and 6, it says, He said furthermore unto me, Son of man, seest thou what they do? Even the great abominations that the house of Israel committed here, that I should go far from my sanctuary, but turn ye yet again, and thou shalt see greater abomination. Because pretty much when you go into this chapter, all right, this is the Most High showing Ezekiel what the leaders of our people were doing behind closed doors. And like I said, the internet is pretty much the exact same thing that we're seeing now. What the Lord showed Ezekiel back then, man. Okay, it says, and he brought me to the door of the court, and I looked, and behold, a hole in the wall. Then said he unto me, Son of man, dig now in the wall. And when I had digged into the wall, behold, a door. And he said unto me, Go in, and behold the wicked abominations that be done, that's like that they do here. And I went in and saw, and behold, every form of creeping things and abominable beasts, and all the idols of the house of Israel portrayed upon the wall round about. And there stood before them 70 men of the ancient of the house of Israel. And you can liken that into the celebrities of our time, because they're looked at as the leaders, all right, the idols of our people. So this is what we're equating that to now. It says, and in the midst of them stood Jaaz, Aniah, the son of Shaphan, with every man his censer in his hand, and a thick cloud of incense went up. And you can read the rest of the chapter on your own, but this is just showing you the wickedness that was exposed when Ezekiel saw, and that's what we're seeing now with these celebrities. So, what we wanted to get into in this Wisdom of Solomon, the 14th chapter, was just showing you that the great abominations that our people was doing back then, they're still doing today, man. And this is what is being exposed when you listen to these people, go into what goes on at these Hollywood parties. Like Cat Williams, when he first, broke into fame, he had that one stand up, like the Pimp Chronicles. He was going into what he saw. This is real shit that we're seeing going on now, man. Yep. All right, so this is Wisdom of Solomon 14 and verse 23. It says, For whilst they slew their children in sacrifices, or used secret ceremonies, or made revelings of strange rites, they kept neither lives nor marriages any longer undefiled, but either one slew another traitorously, or grieved him by adultery. Right. So we know they're doing a bunch of child sacrificing, these different rituals. All right, they're a lot of these Hollywood, so-called celebrities, they're swingers, so they're swapping partners. It says they do
that, and they do that in the name of those gods that they worship, them idols, man.
Exactly.
A lot of those idols go back to some degenerate sex practices they got to do and shit.
right? And a lot of this, our people they inherited, from the Greek and the Romans, man. Because this is essentially what they were doing back then in them captivities. It says, so that there reigned in all men without exception blood, manslaughter, theft, and dissimulation, corruption, unfaithfulness, tumults, perjury, disquieting of good men, forgetfulness of good terms, defiling of souls, changing of kind, disorder in marriages, adultery, and shameless uncleanliness. For the worshiping of idols not to be named is the beginning, the cause, and the end of all evil. So this is what really, you get into the detail when you hear these jakes talk about how they sold their soul. This is what they're made to do. All in the worship of idols, like the elder just said, man. The worship of Bacchus, Baal Peor, Semiramis, Asher, all the different names of these different gods. This is the practices that you must do to all of these different idols, man.
Yeah, like I said, the defiling of souls, man. What was the shit that came out where it got exposed? Eve was going over to Dubai to get shitted on. What they call it, porta potty girls or something like that. It's the same. Hey, them niggas in Hollywood doing the same thing. Letting them them Amalekites get nasty with them. This is what they got to do if they want that money, they want that fame, they want that spot, right? Get that in Sirach where it talks about a man cast away his bowels with that Sirach, the 10th chapter. Let's get that real quick.
Yeah, 10 and 9.
Because people will say, well, it's just conspiracy, just that. No, this is real shit. This is what they do. This is why the Lord, man, this is why the Lord about to destroy these people, man. All right. Sirach, the 10th chapter, and let me jump down. Verse 9. You got it. Read that for me real quick.
This is Sirach chapter 10, verse 9. Why is earth and ashes proud? There is not a more wicked thing than a covetous man.
Mm-hmm.
For such an one setteth his own soul to sale, because while he liveth, he casteth away his bowels.
Yeah, your bowels go back to your morals and integrity. All right. So when you sell out, when you sell your soul, you have to cast away your morals and integrity. That's why these guys, a lot of these niggas have done unthinkable acts to get that deal, to get that contract, to get the money and the fame, whatever. Total defilement of their soul spirit, man. Yep. Right? You ain't coming back from that.
Nah.
Man.
Hey, the video I showed the brothers last weekend at the camp, man. Dealing with the battle rap world, and they was pretty much saying, a lot of this is the reason why you see a lot of these jakes wearing them dark shades. We brought out, the elders brought out years ago how they don't have any mirrors in their house.
Right.
They constantly got to stay busy because they don't want to live with the fact of what they've done, man.
Right.
Because I wanted to get that Wisdom of Solomon in the GNT because it further, goes into detail.
You got it.
Makes it plainer. So this is Wisdom of Solomon 14 and 23 in the GNT. It says they murdered children in their initiation rituals, celebrated secret mysteries, and held wild ceremonial orgies with unnatural practices. And is that not what they call the Diddy freak-offs? Is that not what that's detailing? When you hear these people talk about the freak-offs, that's what that is, man.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Orgies.
They no longer kept their. Slocky, go ahead.
No, just saying orgies, all types of wild shit, man.
Mm-hmm. It says they no longer kept their lives or their marriages pure. A man might kill another by an act of treachery or causing him grief by committing adultery with his wife. This is why you see, people getting sacrificed. Like I said, they wife swapping. Men will lay with the men, the wives will lay with each other, or they'll, like I said, they'll swap spouses. It says everything was a complete riot of bloody murder, robbery, deceit, corruption, faithlessness, disorder, falsehood, harassment of innocent people, ingratitude, moral decay, sexual perversion, broken marriages, adultery, immorality. And that's the point, because this is what the elites make you do. Because in order for you to get power in the society, you must debase yourself, man. You must debase and defile yourself, man. Like I saw DeBar put the definition of debauchery on the comment board earlier. But that's what takes place in Hollywood. You want to be famous, all right? You have to do a bunch of debaucherous ass acts, man.
Yep. That's it, man. Gotta sell your soul. You know, a lot of hands touching the floor type shit, man. You know, shit is crazy. Shit is crazy.
Can you pull up that Bacchus article real quick?
Yep. Man, let's pull that up. Let me make it a little bigger. I'll read it for you.
Jump down to the paragraph. It should be under the picture where it says the Bacchus was more than a god of wine.
Okay, I'll read it here.
Second paragraph.
Here we go. So it says Bacchus was more than just the god of wine. He was the god of the harvest, caring for orchards and ensuring a beautiful crop each year. He was the god of theater, encouraging open expression through drama. And perhaps most famously, Bacchus was the god of intoxication, freedom, ecstasy, and fertility. Romans worshipped him.
That's what happens at these parties, man. Because it came out that, you go to these Diddy parties, you getting I forgot the name of that Tootsie or whatever it's called, where they pretty much, drug you up. It's like ecstasy, cocaine, some type of horse trank to pretty much you're so high that when y'all doing when they do the Mo acts, you can't feel it and you stay up. So it's like just continuing just nastiness, man.
Yeah. Man. It says I'll read that again. He was the god of theater, encouraging open expression through drama, and perhaps the most famously, Bacchus was the god of intoxication, freedom, ecstasy, and fertility. Romans worship him by throwing Bacchalia, joyous festivals that celebrated freedom from insecurity, emotional expression, and of course the beautiful buzz of wine. It says
right, and that's what you're seeing really in Babylon. Period. You go to the club and these different settings. That's Bacchanalia, man.
Yeah.
That anything where it gives Jake, or just people in general, a reason to get messed up and just forget your life. That's you really giving yourself over to an idol, man. All right, Bacchus, which really goes back to Tammuz.
Yeah. Diddy was always trying to fucking party. That was him.
Right.
That was him. So, man, the point, man, unless brothers got anything else, I mean, the point is there, man. You see exactly what Hollywood is, right. All right? This is the world. Matter of fact, go to Ephesians 6, Ephesians 6 and 10.
Ephesians chapter.
No, go ahead, Salaki. You got it.
Ephesians chapter 6 and verse 10, it says, "Finally, my brethren, be strong in Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, and in the power of his might. Put on the whole armor of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, that you may be able to stand against the wiles of the devil."
Yeah, right. you gotta put on the whole armor, man, which is this truth to stand against the wiles of the devil, his wicked devices, his tricks, his schemes, right?
Yep. Rereading that verse 11 in the NLT, it says, "Put on all of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai's armor, so that you will be able to stand firm against all strategies of the devil." And we know that word devil goes back into deceiver, because this devil is very deceptive with his ways.
Come.
Verse 12, "For we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against the rulers of the darkness of this world, against spiritual wickedness in high places."
Yeah, against spiritual wickedness in high places, man. All right. What other elite Hollywood celebrities knew about the freak offs? Who was there? Who was participating? Right? This ain't just a Diddy thing. This ain't just Jake, man. This is Esau, man. Matter of fact, let me play this real quick. All right.
All right. These are people that were in Epstein's book that were at Epstein Island, confirmed by multiple sources: Bill Clinton, George Mitchell, Michael Bloomberg, Andrew Cuomo, Barbara Walters, Alex Baldwin, Ralph Fiennes, George Hamilton, Dustin Hoffman, Kevin Spacey, Liz Hurley, Laura Hunt, Janice Dixon, Naomi Campbell, Christy Turlington, Henry Kissinger, which may be one of the most evil men on the world.
He is. Yeah.
Joan Rivers, Courtney Love, Mick Jagger, Courtney Guest, Phil Collins, Simon LeBon, Charlie Rose of PBS, Richard Branson, Candace Bushel, Tom Ford, Vera Wang, Nadia Byerlin, Ko Stark, and here's some more. Seth Green, James Gunn, Dan Schneider, Steven Spielberg, Tom Hanks, Stephen Colbert, Tom Hanks, Jimmy Kimmel, Barack Obama, Kevin Spacey, Kathy Griffin, Oprah Winfrey, Sean Carter, Beyonce Knowles, Anthony Kiedis, John Legend, Christy Teigen, Jim Carrey, Steven Tyler, Ben Affleck, Stephen Collins, Will Ferrell, Eminem, Jeffrey Jones, Victor Salva, Mark Rector, Charlie Sheen, Tyler Grasham, Madonna, Catherine Hudson.
All right. So as you heard, the list goes on, man. It's all one big cult. You see, this is the spiritual wickedness in high places. This is the governing body of the planet Earth, man. Right. This is the left hand, as we said earlier, that's ruling the world, man. Right. So this is all common knowledge. This ain't no fucking conspiracy. It is what it is. Yahweh Shemel Shai is revealing the wicked. Right.
God. May I read that Ephesians 6:12 in another translation?
You got it, bro.
This is Ephesians 6:12 in the Geneva Bible translation. It says, "For we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, and against the worldly governors, the princes of the darkness of this world, against spiritual wickedness, which are in the high places." You know, because again, this is bigger than Jake, right? This is showing proof that the left hand truly does govern this world. All right. And the problem of this world is that Esau Edom is in the earth ruling over these affairs, man. All right. This is who we're up against. Right. We're set at the defense of the gospel, and that good news is tied to the exposure of Esau Edom, man. Right. We were told to prophesy against Mount Seir. Right. These little flunky jakes that are in the midst, you know, siding with our enemies. Hey, the Lord is bringing them to their knees, man. Right. Showing that their covenant with death is being disannulled, but it's ultimately showing forth the exposure of the governing body of this world, man. And how they're tied into the left hand.
Yeah, because I can add, because here it is, every time it's Jake being, you know, plastered all over the news for, you know, whatever acts that they've done. It overshadows the shit that these Edomites. Why isn't Pizzagate being talked about like this? What happened to Hillary Clinton's emails? What happened to what's the name, Marina, whatever, the spirit cooking witch? You know, her. All these big scale Edomite things that just got brushed under the rug. Nobody is talking about that. It goes in the fucking small hats that was underground.
The tunnels underground under New York. What was up with that?
You know, but it's Diddy and R. Kelly and Bill Cosby is the face of nastiness. But all these damn Edomites literally got whole networks set up for all this shit, man. You know, that just goes to show you, man, the Lord's getting ready to make a move on Esau, man. That's it. So all you niggas out there that's getting caught up in the whole Diddy and all of this stuff, it's bigger than him, man. All right. It's the judgment of the Lord ultimately, man. The stars of heaven are falling. All right. All these Jakes that tried to make their rest on this side are being brought down. Kanye West, right? All these big names are being judged. Like we said, rappers are constantly getting put to death, dying all over the place. Like, you don't see what Yahweh Shemel Shah is doing. Right.
See, this is the end. You know, you brothers got it.
That's all I have.
That's it, man. So yeah, you know, you sincere believers out there that was tuning in, you get it. You know, this is the Lord's judgment. The Diddy debauchery, the stars of heaven shall fall. The left hand truly governs this world, right? And you should be able to see that by now, man. Right? This is complete. The Lord has made it painfully obvious, you know. So and we pray that this lesson was informative and also edifying, man. We're gonna close it out by giving all the praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushai, Bahashem. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who taught us this truth. Double salutations to all you Akim out there laboring in the house of David, the elect, that's pushing this word with all truth, righteousness, and sincerity. Shalom to you, brothers, and shalom to the elect.
Shalom.
Shalom. Shalom. Akim.
Likewise.